welcome to New Wave Global. You are watching Unraveled with Marvi Sirmed. Intense border clash between Pakistan and Afghanistan is continuing as we speak. Over the past week, border has erupted in violence. Islamabad says it struck militant hideouts across Afghanistan's territory. Kabul, in turn, claims to have killed dozens of Pakistani troops and captured border posts. The claim that Pakistani side also makes about the Afghan check border posts. The two neighbors have shuttered crossings, traded accusations of violating sovereignty, and revived questions that have long haunted the relationship between the two neighbors. Who is really behind the attacks? How much autonomy does the Afghan Taliban have over militant groups operating from its soil? What risks does this escalation pose for regional stability, human security, and the broader geopolitics of South Asia? To help us unpack all of these important questions and the latest developments, I'm honored to be joined by Ambassador Asif Durrani. Ambassador Durrani is no stranger to the complexities of Pakistan-Afghanistan relations. He has served as Pakistan's ambassador to the United Arab Emirates and Iran, and more recently as the special representative of Afghanistan, if I'm not wrong. Ambassador, thank you for joining Unraveled.
Thank you, Marvi. Thank you for having me.
Ambassador, to begin with, could you frame for our listeners, our viewers, what is actually happening? How did we get here?
Well, the information as far as what my source is, the media. So this is what one can guess for and then make an opinion is that yes, there have been exchanges along the border. And prima facie, it was Pakistan's attack as alleged by the Taliban side on Kabul and a couple of places in Paktia province along the border. There are no confirmation from the Pakistani side. However, it is quite apparent that Pakistan-Afghanistan border has been witnessing unrest, and primarily because of the Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan (TTP). Their cadres, almost 6,000, they are taking shelter in Afghanistan, and these Afghan Taliban, who consider these TTP guys as their ideological cousins, they are reluctant to take action against them or even to tell them to surrender their arms and then, snap their activities. The TTP's leadership is very much in Afghanistan. But the irony is that the Afghan Taliban, their government, their officials, they, deny the presence of TTP. But at the same time, they also request Pakistan to give them financial support to relocate them to inside Afghanistan, and then UN reports and human rights reports have very much alluded to the presence of TTP as well as other terrorist groups, including ETIM, Islamic Movement of Uzbekistan, IMU, ISKP, which is a big threat, not all inside Afghanistan, but to other countries, including they have had operations, their attacks in Iran, in Pakistan, in Uzbekistan, and also in Moscow. So and probably Afghan Taliban have perhaps they have convinced themselves that they have full control of the country. If that is the case, then why these terrorist groups, which have been highlighted by the UN, by international human rights organizations, then why are they? If they think either Taliban are telling the lie or UN is telling the lie. So I think, but the most probably it is the inability of the Taliban regime to be seen in bad light because they think that perhaps it's embarrassing for them if someone points out that there are terrorist groups who are residing in Afghanistan. And
mm,
they are also faced. And in fact, I'm privy to the information that when we would request them take action against the TTP, they would say that, well, we are reluctant because they may turn against us. And then they also would entertain apprehension that these TTP guys may join the ISKP. In fact, they said there have been instances whereby some of the TTP cadres have already joined the ISKP. So
mm,
these are the apprehensions they have been sharing with us. So here, I think it's a complex situation, and this complexity has been further compounded by the Taliban leadership's reluctance to come forward and be transparent. So this is also a fact. Another important fact is that these Taliban, when they sit on the negotiating table, they are quite reluctant. They can't take decisions. They
mm,
don't come with full mandate. And the reason is that their system is highly centralized. So everything has to be cleared by the Amirul Mominin sitting
mm,
in Kandahar. So therefore, and even in so many cases, they have agreed to a certain understanding, but they have, in fact, then again resigned it because they reneged from the promises they made, even during the joint statements. For
mm,
instance, a trilateral statement which was issued in May 2023 between Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Chinese foreign ministers. It
mm,
called upon Afghanistan to take action against TTP and ETIM. But now, when the trilateral meeting of the foreign ministers held in Kabul, Afghan Taliban government flatly refused to take that language in the joint statement, saying that no, in the past, in 2023, when we agreed to this language, it
mm,
became quite problematic for us, and it was in fact we had to suffer a lot from our leadership. So if this is the case, so here probably the etiquettes of governance is also a problem
mm.
as far as the Taliban government is concerned. So I can go on, but here I would like to have your inputs as well.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. This was very comprehensive, Durrani Saab. But Ambassador, why, at this juncture where Pakistan is already has been busy on the Eastern Front, why at this point in time do you think the Western border has escalated that much, which is certainly not in Pakistan's interest, neither in Taliban's interest, but why did Pakistan deem it necessary to do this drone strikes and the violation of Afghan border?
Well, I'm at a loss because I don't have full information. So why it has happened now? Because, but prima facie, as I said, it was action reaction. Uh, so Taliban are saying that we have reacted. So and then this reaction got further aggravated when Pakistan also responded. So here it's the first bullet which is shot, and then later on we keep on accusing each other. So here
Yeah.
I think here, the confusion is there, but very much uh, uh, the TTP people have been trying to enter into Pakistan.
Mm,
Many of them have been neutralized. And then another worrisome aspect is that in the TTP formations, you find Afghan nationals and Taliban also. And they have also been killed, they have been apprehended, handed over to the Afghan Taliban government.
mm.
So it's a process. It may be painful, but we have to live with that because we have suffered not because of the Taliban, but we have been suffering for the past 46 years.
And so have Afghans. But sir, do you think this can be uh, this can be a message from Pakistan in response to Taliban's foreign minister being in India and talking about some defense and national and security agreements as well.
I don't think so, because Afghanistan is a sovereign state. They can have their relationship. And then India also should know its limitations, its
Mhm.
geographical limitations. What India has, in fact, gained is that they have been spending money in Afghanistan. And throughout the history of Pakistan-Afghanistan relationship, Afghan officials have been amenable to inducements from India. And
Mm.
whether it was the Pashtunistan Bogi during Zahir Shah's time, the Afghan intelligence, NDS, which was headed by Amrullah Saleh, who later became vice president during Ashraf Ghani's time.
Mhm.
The NDS their top-notch officials, their families were living in New Delhi, and
Mhm.
so the India's modus operandi has been to get hold of prominent or influential government officials or warlords, and then buy their loyalties, and they would do the bidding. So this was a way to open a second front for Pakistan, which was quite a cheapest option for India, because directly India could not challenge Pakistan because it knew that it would be reciprocated. But by using the Afghan soil, their modus operandi was like this. And I have maintained since long that since 2007, when TTP came into being, India jumped in and it started financing TTP through Afghan proxies. Not know from where this money is coming because it's being paid by the Afghan proxies. But of course, the behind that are the Indians. Same is true as far as BLA financing is concerned. BLA is rather more bold, and they say yes, we are getting money from India. They are getting training from India, so they don't make any moves about it. So India's hand has been there. But India also suffers its limitation, and Pakistan has the advantage. Pakistan has the biggest advantage that we have the common ethnicity along the border. And this is quite unique to Pakistan, Afghanistan, because Afghanistan has other five neighbors. They don't have that common ethnicity
Mm.
the way it is between Pashtuns of Pakistan and Afghanistan.
My next question
Okay.
would be about, sir, um, so in May this year,
Yes.
yeah, so violated Pakistan's sovereign borders by attacking our 9 locations deep inside Pakistan. These were not border areas, they were deep inside mainland Pakistan. And our argument was that this is our sovereign border. If you attack us, we will retaliate. And it might escalate into whatever scale of war. India's perspective was that, from India's perspective, there were certain individuals or organizations they considered terrorists, and from their perspective, they are being harbored on Pakistan soil. Now, apply the same situation to the current, escalation on the western border of Pakistan. From Pakistan's perspective, what strategic logic justifies cross-border strikes or drone operations, and to what extent does the logic rest on deterrence versus preemption?
Yeah, I mean, theoretically it's right, but I think situation is not that bad as far as Afghanistan and Pakistan is concerned. Don't compare it with India. I mean, this is
Okay.
something quite unique.
What
And
makes you say that?
sorry,
Because what makes you say that? Because
I
both
say that
countries are
because
sovereign.
along the border there are 17 tribes, which is
Okay.
unique to Pakistan and Afghanistan. It's not anywhere common.
Hmm.
Even while in Iran, they don't have common tribes. With Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, while they have Afghan, Tajik, Uzbeks, and Turkmens, but culturally they are poles apart because Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, and Turkmenistan, when they were under the Soviet yoke for 70
Mm.
years, their entire sociology has changed. Their societies have changed with 100% literacy rate. But
Yeah.
you come here and you look at Turkmen, Uzbek, Tajik of Afghanistan, they are
Mm.
as conservative as Pashtuns, maybe. So it's a different society altogether. And so therefore,
Mm.
when we talk about democracy, human rights, and all that, I think this is uh, somehow alien to the Afghan society. I go for mentoring and then my lectures. They are senior bureaucrats or in the NDU or for that matter in the university.
Mm-hmm.
When this Afghanistan thing comes, I asked the participants, how many of you would want Taliban-like system in Pakistan? So no one
Mm-hmm.
raises his or her hands. So if that's
Yeah,
the case, then why would we choose this for Afghanistan? So here, this
that's right.
question should be asked to those who, in fact, supported Taliban, right? Or for that matter, the
Mm.
system. But again, I will not hold Pakistan entirely responsible for that because here, uh, I, I, I mean, I can take the horse to water. I can't make it drink. Uh,
Mm.
Afghans, it all depends on Afghans. Afghanistan has been destroyed by its own people, their own leaders, who are right now sitting outside the country having a very lavish life. And they have left the people to, in fact, to look for 2 square meals. So this is something. If they blame Pakistan for that matter or any other country, I think it's them to be blamed, not Pakistan or anyone else, because they allowed themselves to be used as a cannon fodder. So here, I think the blame lies on all sides.
So I can ask this last question quickly. The do you see? I mean, what are the levers or mechanisms? They might be military, diplomatic, institutional, whatever. What are the levers that could help de-escalate the current tension?
Well, it will be de-escalated, I'm sure, because this is not the first time such
Hmm.
things have happened. But this time, perhaps the intensity is more severe than in the past incidents. But it will be controlled because the Taliban government also knows their limitations and the interests that they have to watch. And here on the Pakistan side, also there is realization that you we don't want to aggravate the situation because it is ultimately it's going to harm Pakistan and in fact
Hmm.
muddy the waters, especially in the tribal areas, former tribal areas.
Hmm.
So this is a challenge. There's no
Yeah.
doubt about it, and it is a challenge not created today, but what we have sown, we are reaping it today.
Yeah. But do you see any credible long-term model or architecture, whether bilateral or multilateral,
No,
for managing Pakistan-Afghanistan security challenges more predictably and more, comprehensively?
I think it will take a while. Uh, Predictability is that the institutions should keep on working,
Mm,
and the 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 foremost lesson should be to implement rule of law
mm,
without fear or favor. That's very important. It's the erosion of rule of law during the past 46 years that now we are facing these problems in KP and Balochistan.
Hmm.
So it's basically when you would want to find you know uh, different reasons or factors that may have brought this country to this pass. The foremost would be the erosion of rule of law in the
Hmm.
name of Afghan Jihad, or then subsequently in Balochistan also. So it
Yeah.
was the erosion of rule of law.
Yes. Ambassador, I really wanted to ask you about the recent middle developments in the Middle East. Why Pakistan's religious organizations, especially Tehreek-e-Labbaik Pakistan, is out on the streets while the people in Gaza are more or less they are celebrating peace, if that is in the offing. Your internet is really disturbing your train of thoughts, which is not something that I would want. So, is it possible that we do it on another day and have a comprehensive discussion on that topic instead of just today's your internet is very problematic, or you would want to
Sure.
say a few words?
Normally, I avoid domestic issues because
Mm,
that's not my forte. Uh,
mm,
my area of interest is foreign policy,
yeah.
regional issues, and all that. But again, when you want to apply a yardstick,
Mhm.
I can say that it has to be within the confines of the law, and
Yes.
those laws are to be implemented. Otherwise, then scrap those laws. Uh, when any constitutionalism has to be implemented, if you
Hmm.
don't implement the constitution, then scrap it. Then it is no fun having a
Hmm.
constitution. So I think wherever we go, from which angle we want to discuss an issue, you will find at the end or at the bottom of every problem there has
Hmm.
been some erosion of rule of law.
Yes.
I stand corrected, but you yourself you are much experienced and you have a vast knowledge. So I think, and you have yourself have been in the forefront of human rights issues. So I think it's actually the erosion of rule of law.
That's right. Which is at the key, at the heart of so many problems that not just our country, but the countries,
Yes,
the region, and the country where I'm sitting in, that also is facing because
absolutely, all over. For
all,
instance, those countries which have, in fact, which claim to be the champions of democracy,
that's right.
and their conduct in the international relations is as dictatorial as any dictatorial regime could be anywhere in the world.
Yeah, that's right. And
Yes.
since the internet is working fine right now, so I will just grab the opportunity of asking you this question about the peace agreement, the ceasefire agreement, so to speak, between Israel and all of those countries accepting the peace deal. What do you think about? How do you assess that this deal?
Well, for the time being, I think if there's peace, for me, saving lives is more important than anything else. And
Yes.
I'm happy that there's ceasefire. But when you want to discuss, go further into detail, so the devil is there. And I won't consider United States for a moment that it would do justice when it
Mm.
comes to choosing between Israel and Palestine. So, and had there been some justice uh, in the United States or their leadership, so they would have stopped this war in 1 hour. Uh, but it cost 67,000 innocent Palestinians'
Yeah.
lives, and over 159,000 were injured.
Mm.
Then those there are many who are injured with life-changing, injuries. So this is when you talk about this understanding, fine. And
Mm.
even if from realpolitik point of view, when you want to look at it, I
Yeah.
think the West got nervous because of their streets were getting restless. Uh,
Hmm.
Unfortunately, this was not the case in the Muslim world, where the streets were quiet. And,
Yeah.
and now this TLP thing is ridiculous because when an agreement has been signed, so they have
Hmm.
uh, got woken up that they will do this
Yeah.
demonstration. So this is nonsensical, to say the least. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I would really like to discuss the peace deal in detail with you, because they say the devil is in the detail. I say God is in the detail, because that's how we resolve issues, by going into details. And if we don't do, then devil comes. And but I'll get a rain check from you, sir. And
So
let's have another discussion on a better day when your internet is better and does not bother you with
let's pray that the TLP, this drama is over.
yes,
Yeah.
that too. That's true. So with that, we have to end this here. What we are witnessing today between Pakistan and Afghanistan is not merely a border skirmish. It is the symptom of a deeper malaise rooted in decades of mistrust, policy, this proxy politics, and the failure to build a cooperative regional security framework on all sides. As the ambassador, our distinguished guest, has made the point, very powerful, potent point, that there are no clean hands. Everyone has a hand in whatever situation we are witnessing in the region right now. For Pakistan, the challenge is to balance its legitimate security concerns with the recognition that military action alone cannot deliver peace. And for Afghanistan, the burden of governance demands more than rhetoric about sovereignty. It requires responsibility in preventing its soil from being used for cross-border violence. And that responsibility rests on all the states in the South Asia right now. At the heart of it all are millions of ordinary people, traders stranded at closed crossings, family displaced, a lot of families, hundreds and thousands of families displaced yet again and again and again, and communities along the frontier who have paid the heaviest price for a conflict they never created. The region's future stability depends on whether both states can finally move beyond tactical retaliation and commit to structural dialogue, one rooted in mutual respect, accountability, and above all, the sanctity of human life. You've been watching Unraveled with Marvi Sirmed, and we thank you very much to our distinguished guest, Ambassador Asif Durrani. Thank you, sir, for being with us.
Thank
And we will invite you once again, many times again, and I hope you will grant us your acceptance of invitation. To our viewers, thank you very much for tuning in and watching. And don't forget to subscribe and share your thoughts in the comments and tell us, can Pakistan and Afghanistan ever build a relationship based on trust rather than threat? Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged. I'm Marvi Sirmed signing off from Unraveled.